This is a good time to remind you that when they knew Barack Obama would veto it, the GOP voted more than 60 times to repeal Obamacare. But now that they can actually do it, they don't have the balls. All those times they voted, they must have just been yanking their own lever. But now, when they have a Republican president, they can't get their vote up. So, Trump care is officially deader than the people who would have been dead if Trump care had passed.
They don't have the what? Can he say that on television? Stephen Colbert last night on the GOP's health care fail. The GOP has orders from the president now to push forward with a vote on health care. But this could be a problem because late today, the Congressional Budget Office said 32 million people could be left uninsured by 2026 if a repeal measure now on the table is approved next week. Now, today, the president brought Republican senators to the White House.
7 years you promised the American people that you would repeal Obamacare. People are hurting. Inaction is not an option. I think the people of this country need more than a repeal. They need a repeal and a replace. And we were very, very close. And then little things happened, but now we're very close again. And we shouldn't leave town until this is complete, until this bill is on my desk, and until we all go over to the Oval Office. I'll sign it, and we can celebrate for the American people.
Okay, so we're going to handicap that. With us is Kyle Felcher. He's with the Washington Examiner, breaking news editor. But we got some breaking news we want to talk about first. Jared Kushner is on the list to go before the Senate Intel Committee on Monday. The Senate Judiciary Committee could hear from Donald Trump Jr. and Paul Manafort on Wednesday. What does all this mean?
Well, it is kind of a surprise. Kind of came out of the blue this afternoon. And it's important to mention that Paul Manafort and Donald Trump Jr., just because they're on the list doesn't mean they'll necessarily show up.
They haven't agreed to appear.
They haven't. It does not appear so. Paul Manafort's lawyer's spokesman, it's a little couple degrees of separation there, but he said, we're reviewing this letter now, but it is on the docket, it's on the schedule, and it's going to look, you know, at this point, it's kind of a move that if they pull out, it will not look great for them.
So this is to put pressure on them, okay?
Absolutely.
We're going to put it out there. We got your name out there. Give us a reason why you can't appear. Jared Kushner, why is he not appearing in public?
Now, this is a part of the Senate Intelligence Committee's investigation into how much Russia meddled in the election, and they've been doing the vast majority of their interviews behind closed doors, so this is another step in that process and kind of regular order here.
Okay, let's get to health care, because I get the impression that a lot of people want to know, call us when something happens. They're tired of the drip drip on health care. So we're not sure if it's drip drip or if something major happened with the president calling all of the Republican congressmen, all the Republican senators to the Hill. To the White House. What do you think happened when they all met?
It really seems like nothing really changed afterward. This meeting happened. The leadership went to the mics outside the White House and they made the right noises that we're going to keep working on this, that kind of thing. But when the senators came back to the Hill and talked to reporters, the same senators who were against it before are still against full repeal now. The ones who were against this procedural vote that killed the repeal and replace bill are still against that now. So they're going to meet tonight. We'll see what happens. But
President Trump, who prides himself on being good at optics, he looked like the commander-in-chief. He summoned everybody and he told them, you've been working on this for 7 years. You don't have a plan. I'm waiting to sign it. Ball's in your court now.
That was his move. That was definitely seems like the intention, the optics here. Whether or not that actually works is really an open question. There's so much of his mixed communication through his Twitter account and through his public speeches that whether one lunch at the White House changes that remains to be seen.
Who was the senator that he threw under the bus, who was sitting immediately, I think to his left, right, whatever, and he reminded the guy that he's really popular in his state, and you'd better do the right thing.
Absolutely. That's Dean Heller from Nevada. Dean Heller is running for re-election and in 2018. And has come out before as saying that he's not really sure about this. His governor, Brian Sandoval in Nevada, is very much against any efforts to repeal and replace. They expanded Medicaid in Nevada. It's a big deal there. And he says that he's very popular in Nevada. Trump lost Nevada to Hillary Clinton, and that's something that he needs to keep in mind as well.
All right, okay. 32 million people, okay, could be uninsured by 2026, according to the CBO. It just seems like whenever they come out with that number, that's what kills any momentum, any effort the Republicans seem to have. Is that likely to happen again?
It's that this full repeal bill, which is what this 32 million number comes from, completely stripping out Obamacare, unlikely to happen, I would say. It seems like it's a last chance move by Mitch McConnell to kind of call his caucus its bluff and to say, you know, this is what you voted for, as you saw before, 60 times previously. Here it is again, and there are at least 3 senators now we know of who are not going to do this.
Just one more question. Do you hear where we might go after health care? If nothing is done and they leave, and if they don't leave August 1st, they're going to leave at some point in time, you know, to go on summer recess. What happens after that? Do they move on to something else? Do they move on to tax reform? Do they move on to infrastructure?
Well, if the process in the House is any indication, they'll start moving on to something else, and then healthcare might rear back up later on. But tax reform is kind of the talking point that everyone says, next we'll go to tax reform. Might have an easier job with infrastructure, though.
Kyle, thanks a lot for coming in. Really appreciate it.